Hey, welcome to the second greatest show in the history of the world. It's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre. It's TC, everybody. How you doing? It is Rock This Town Live. We are here every Monday through Friday. Boom, every Monday through Friday, you say. Every Monday through Friday. I don't have a Howard Stern schedule. I can't talk either, apparently, unlike Howard. But anyways, we're here every Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. Boom. That is 5 Central. Boom. 4 Mountain Time Zone, 3 on the West Coast, and 11 p.m. for my friend Rockin' Dwayne, the Slough Lady Killer in Birmingham. No, he's not in Birmingham. He's in Wolverhampton, England. So he can actually listen the same day. If you're in Tokyo, though, if you're Marty Friedman, I'm afraid it's tomorrow. It is Saturday in Tokyo. So what's going on in the big show today? Well, there's another Monsters of Rock poster from 1987. So I'm going to relive the past there. Obviously, Monsters of Rock took place the third weekend of August back in the day. So it's a great lineup, actually, on this one. Also, I'm going to rip some critics. We're going to go back in the history of the world. Well, what was that noise? We're going to go back in the history of the world and go ahead and check out some albums that were poorly reviewed by critics, including a Motley Crue record. So there you go. Also, what else is going on? Warrant, a little Megadeth news. And then, best Sunset Strip bands. Very nice. Of the 80s, that is. So a lot to choose from there. I went for the down and dirty, kind of the grungy, ironically. It's so ironic that the Sunset Strip kind of had a grungy thing to it. And then, of course, we got grunge out of Seattle. Maybe Seattle stole their whole shtick from the Sunset Strip. Just saying. I know not the hair. They didn't do the hair or anything like that. But anyways, there you go. And then we'll also talk about, I got a throwdown today. 2 albums released on the same day. Rammstein, and that would have been a number of years ago. And L.A. Guns, speaking of this Sunset Strip. Before I get started, I was just actually, because I'm a nerd, so I was writing a text-based game. Remember text-based games back in the day, like Oregon Trail or stuff like that? I was writing a text-based game based off of, this is what a nerd I am, Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche. And I was having some compiling issues and I was having to debug it, but now it actually worked. It just compiled. So let me give you the option here first. I got to tell you, it's called Operation Mindcrime Expanded Edition. Obviously, I'll never publish it because Queensryche and their management or their record company will be like, you can't do that. That's not right. But I'm not making any money off of it. You can't do that. That's not right. But I'm guessing Jeff Tate, Michael Wilton, Eddie Jackson, maybe the guys would get a kick out of it. Anyways, it starts off, rain slicks the cracked sideways of this forsaken city where neon lights flicker like dying stars against the endless night. You are Nikki, a shadow among shadows. So here's the options. Our first option, venture into the storm towards the address. Okay. Very nice. Succumb to the needle's whisper in a derelict alley, or drift through the rain-soaked streets lost in a haze. Let's go shoot up. All right, cool. The dose overwhelms, vision swirls, but instinct pulls you back from the brink. Stagger onward, haze lifting slowly. I guess I'm going to wander the streets now. Anyways, you get the idea. Oh, I can talk with Mary. I've run into Mary. Very nice. So anyways, I digress. I'm going to close that window out. We're done. All right, cool. Let's relive the past. Sorry, I'm indulging myself, I suppose. Monsters of Rock from 1987. Yeah, baby. Look at this lineup. This is my kind of lineup. I would go see this lineup. So in 87, was Vivian Campbell still in Dio? That's the question. I think Vivian Campbell had left Dio by that time, and maybe Craig Goldie, I believe, was in Dio, but Bon Jovi headlining in 87. Obviously, Slippery came out in 86, and they went supernova, basically. Dio gets second billing over Metallica. Now, Dio, of course, had been in Fair's Fair in Black Sabbath for a couple of great records, Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules. And then Dio had his solo record come out. The first one, and then Last in Line, and then Sacred Heart, I believe. So I understand. I get it. Very nice. Metallica third on the bill. Ooh. Anthrax on the bill. Nice. Wasp on the bill, a band that I like. Jen's not a fan of Wasp, but I like Blackie Lawless and Company. Great lineup so far. Cinderella. Ooh, baby, I'm loving this lineup. This might be the best Monsters of Rock. That AC/DC Iron Maiden one was pretty cool. But this one, that's right in my wheelhouse, man. And then the Bailey Brothers. Of course, who could forget the Bailey Brothers? Everybody loves the Bailey Brothers. I don't know who the hell the Bailey Brothers were. So that happened, 87? So that would be 38 years ago today. That happened at Donington Park there at the racetrack. So I don't know. Anybody at that show? Probably not. But still a cool lineup, nevertheless. Beat After Beat definitely hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Beat After Beat. Always good to see you. Lord Tell. All right. Very love Lord Tell. Well, I love the name, I should say. I don't really know Lord Tell that well, but, whatever. Gregory also hanging out with us, and then Jen hanging out with us as well. So Beat After Beat says, I lived in Bend, Oregon for 2 solid years. So you got to play Oregon Trail. Very nice. I know a buddy of mine. I think he's kind of off the grid now. I'm afraid he's turning into Ted Kaczynski. Just saying. But I love that guy. But I shall say no more. So there you go. Cool. Very good. All right, cool. To start the show, I'm going to blast some critics, man. Why not blast some critics? Because I think this is funny. Plus, it's a slow news day. So I went back and found some reviews that critics, classic records that critics panned. And Rolling Stone is kind of the prime culprit here, because Rolling Stone is like the, what would you call it? It would be like the Bible of stupidity when it comes to music. I mean, is there a worse publication in the history of the world than Rolling Stone? It'd be hard to, well, these days there's probably a lot, but still, it's the time frame that's gone on. Jan Wenner and company starting Rolling Stone. It continues today. No, I would concur that it's probably the worst publication in the history of the world. Anyways, the Led Zeppelin record. Rolling Stone's John Mendelsohn criticized Jimmy Page's songs as weak and unimaginative. Okay. He also basically called Robert Plant less exciting than Rod Stewart. I guess that was probably a slam at Rod Stewart as well. So, yeah, okay. Good job, Rolling Stone, on that one. High Voltage from AC/DC. Rolling Stone's Billy Altman called it calculatedly stupid. Physician, heal thyself, I suppose. He works for Rolling Stone, so come on. While a bunch of other publications Spin, come on, gave it low scores as well. And that's the record that had Long Way to the Top on it and TNT. Very nice. Iron Maiden Killers got a horrible score. 1 out of 5, labeling it unreliable and a failure. Maybe, I don't know. Obviously, Bruce Dickinson joined the band after that record, so I don't know, maybe not. Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. They raked that thing over the coals. Rolling Stone, of course, again, gave it a 2 out of 5, stating the crew looked meaner than they sound and called them teeny bopper anti-heroes. Also a little false braggadocio as poor for heavy metal. So, yeah, I love that Shout at the Devil record. It is great. And then I always have a soft spot in my heart for Korn, because I had a friend of mine, Billy Wilson, who passed away, who was the first person to turn me on to the band Korn. Rest in peace, Billy. Critics were brutal, and I understand. It was completely different. That new metal sound was just, they were breaking barriers, It was like when Metallica came out, when thrash came out. And it was like, what is this? No one could understand it. And of course, a lot of bands came after that, like System of a Down, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, etc. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, Korn got brutalized as well. And Rolling Stone still thinks it sucks. So. But Rolling Stone sucks. Rolling Stone sucks. So I got nothing personal against Rolling Stone. I just know over the years that it's a terrible publication. I've been around, so I don't know anybody there. So there you go. I think that's it. So. All right, cool. Bruce, Beat After Beat says Bruce saved Maiden. Maybe, yeah. But I think that those guys would have still done well with Paul Di'Anno. But Bruce obviously took them to a different level. So let's face the facts there, I suppose. I thought this was a funny headline. A little bit. knowing, I don't know if you know the history. Jani Lane, obviously no longer with us. He died a number of years ago, 10 plus years ago. But Warren is talking about making new music, and Joey Allen says it's not easy. Well, Joey, you're 60 now. You're not 26. And of course, Jani Lane, who wrote all the stuff for Warren, all the big stuff, is no longer with us. So all due respect to Joey and the rest of the guys, it is hard making music. It's hard doing anything when you're 60 versus when you're 26. I get that. So, but anyways, that actually is a great greatest hits. If you've never collected any Warren records, that's actually something that's a record that Jen and I have in our collection that was just reissued, I think, earlier this year or late last year from Music on Vinyl. So there you go. Very nice. Kind of a slow news day, like I said. Megadeth in the news a little bit again today. Dave Ellefson admits he would like to be part of Megadeth's Farewell Tour. Now, I did some research. 20 plus guys, upwards of 26 potentially, have been members of Megadeth over the years. I always say, whenever I'm talking about Megadeth and Metallica, sometimes I get it wrong and I end up saying Metallica instead of Megadeth. But I mean Megadeth. With Dave Mustaine obviously been in the band the whole time. Dave Ellefson, 30 plus years in Megadeth, but no longer in Megadeth. And then Marty Friedman actually clocks in at number 3 as far as the longest tenured. He was in the band for about 10 or 11 years. So, you know what's interesting though? When I think, so Marty Friedman joined the band in 1990 when Rust in Peace came out. And the 90s Megadeth was fantastic in my humble opinion. Ellefson on bass, Mustaine playing guitar, taking some lead, baby, and then Marty Friedman also doing his thing. And I don't know who the drummer was back then. Maybe Nick Menza, I'm not sure. However, it's ironic that those 3 guys were the guys that made, in my mind, the best music that Megadeth ever did. That stuff in the 90s that came out, those 5 records. So it is what it is. Would I love to see Ellefson, Mustaine, and Marty Friedman on stage again? That would be amazing. This farewell tour, quote unquote, that's coming up next year and probably going to extend into 2027, maybe 2028. We'll see how serious Dave is about this. I don't know. I think that would be cool. Very, very nice. So very nice. All right, cool. Just a reminder, if you ever want to appear on the show like James has in the past and Jen has in the past, you can join the show, show off some of your vinyl grails, or whether you got a great CD cassette collection, just shoot me an email, tc@heytc.com. Very, very nice. All right, Lord Tell also mentions Dog Eat Dog, which is a great record. Indeed it is. There was a lot of great Warrant records, especially in the 90s, you know. Once everybody had kind of turned the ship, I suppose. Ultraphobic just got reissued. Great stuff there from the guys. So there you go. Let me check the chat here a little bit. Yeah, so Greg hanging out with us, Lord Tell, Beat After Beat, of course. And then Corey Clark. All right, Corey. Best Sunset Strip bands. Ooh, well, let me get to that here. Is that coming up here in a second? Yeah, it's coming up now. So let me see what Corey says about the best Sunset Strip bands. Rat, Faster Pussycat, L.A. Guns, Bang Tango, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue. Honorable mention goes to Cinderella and Skid Row, but not from L.A. I get that. It's actually a pretty damn good list. That's I can't compete with that list. No, yes, I can. There's my competition. So that is my 80s Sunset Strip bands. Now, of course, you could put Van Halen on the list, but Van Halen was late 70s. They kind of set the table for everything in some ways. I guess you might say the Doors did that as well. When you think about it, because the Doors came from that part of LA woman indeed. I got Warren at number 6 with Cherry Pie, Down Boys. When I'm trying to think of like their most dirty, grungy, down and dirty songs off one of the first or second albums. Came up with Warren at number 6. Number 5, Poison. Come on, man. Talk dirty to me. Look what the cat dragged in. Can't wait for the 40th anniversary reissue and the tour next year with Poison. It hasn't been announced unless you're on Facebook. Oh, God, Facebook these days is so horrible, isn't it? Oh, my God. I see all the stuff in our feed for Rock This Town Records. Bob Dylan and John Bon Jovi and Bruce Springsteen, One Last Ride. in 2026. Sharon Osbourne and Kelly Osbourne have announced an Ozzy inspired tour for next year. One last ride. Oh, God, it's just horrible. Anyways, I digress. Number 4, I got L.A. Guns. I said it before. I'll say it again. Electric Gypsy is such a great song. It could have been on Appetite for Destruction. Love that. Love that song. Sex Action, of course, great as well. Rat. Warren DeMartini, baby. Ooh, come on now. Lay It Down. Wanted Man. Yeah, that's down and dirty right there. Motley Crue, of course. Shout at the Devil. Looks That Kill. Great stuff. And the first record is fantastic in my humble my opinion as well. And then of course Guns N' Roses got to be number 1 because nobody defines down and dirty and grungy on the Sunset Strip more than Guns N' Roses. That whole Appetite record is so amazing. Welcome to the Jungle is one of those songs in my mind that stands the test of time. It has never gotten I've never tired of that song. Like Still of the Night by Whitesnake. I have never tired of that song. There's songs on the list here that I've tired of. Looks That Kill, I've tired of a little bit. Even Lay It Down to a certain degree. Other songs, but Welcome to the Jungle, I've never tired of that bad boy. So there you go. Very nice. Lord Tell says April, what is that? What is that? April 2031 still stands to be prophetic. I'm not sure what you're referring to there. I must have missed part of that conversation. So there you go. What's funny about Dog Eat Dog is that I missed it back in 92, but it had an impact on me. But Nirvana, I guess, laugh out loud. Faster Pussycat, yes. Enough's Enough. Great band from that time period as well. And Jen says she prefers sleazy more than grunge, I suppose. I guess that is true. Sleazy, very nice. The whole Appetite record holds up and never gets old. I concur indubitably. What's funny is that, when Guns started touring, they didn't play Rocket Queen. I think it was Rocket Queen and Sweet Child of Mine out of the gate when they first opened for, who were they opening for? I don't remember, but anyways, somebody cool back in the day. So there you go. All right, cool. Let's go on. Some new vinyl announcements today. Cheap Trick has an album out. Jen's second favorite band of all time. All Washed Up. The indie exclusive is an orange and blue marble vinyl. This might be limited to 1,000 copies. I don't think so, though. Maybe not, because there was a version that was just all orange on their record. And I forgot to update that because I changed this version out, or the previous version, the orange version of All Washed Up. Now, that is actually a great cover. Cheap Trick always has great covers for their albums, in my humble opinion. Anyways, that's out November 14th, priced at around $28, I believe. But yeah, I actually listened to the first song. What was it? 12 Gates or something like that. I thought it was pretty good. Robin Sanders still sounds amazing. I also listened to the brand new Pretty Reckless song, For I Am Death. Was it? Yeah, Pretty Reckless. I think it was Pretty Reckless. Pretty sure it was Pretty Reckless. So anyways, there you go. Very nice. Sammy Hagar with the unfortunate album cover of the year, I suppose. I don't think this is a very good album cover, in my humble opinion, Sammy. I love Sammy, but this album cover kind of stinks. It looks like a bad Dokken album cover, because Dokken had some really sketchy album covers in the in the 2000s. But anyways, I don't have a price on this. This is going to be pressed on vinyl. It is Sammy Hagar and the Best of All Worlds band, which is Michael Anthony, Joe Satriani, and Kenny Aronoff. The Residency, from his residency this past year in Vegas. So I listened to Summer Nights. It's fine. I love Joe Satriani. If I was going to go see the show, I'm sure I would love it even more. But I can listen to Eddie doing Summer Nights. I'm going to take that 100 times out of 100. This comes out October 10th. I don't have a price yet on this bad boy, but I wanted to feature it because, there you go. Hey, Richard, hanging out with us. Good to see you, Richard. Reminds of the Vinnie Vincent logo. Yeah, the V shape, baby. It's all about the V. Wait, did I do that? And then let's see, what else am I trying to think of here when it comes to the Sammy Hagar record? Nothing else. I guess there's not too much there. I mentioned Blues Traveler yesterday on yesterday's show, and this is actually out. You can get a copy for like $30. So if you're a Blues Traveler fan, John Popper and Company, the album 4 is available, 30th anniversary purple vinyl. At a place called Experience Vinyl. So that's the Matt Sorum company. So there you go. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Richard. Yes, I did. And then finally, because I love Kool and the Gang, because there's nothing like a little good Kool and the Gang, Jungle Boogie, Celebration, Misled. I love Kool and the Gang. Just like I love Casey and the Sunshine Band, baby. Their greatest hits coming out on platinum ice-colored vinyl on October 17th for $30. I think it's probably about 10 songs, and you get the big ones like you want, including Cherish and Fresh. I think Fresh is a great song too. Misled, I love those two songs, man. They are fabulous. All right, let's keep going. A reminder, next week I'm going to start putting up exclusive content on YouTube. So if you do me a favor, if you're watching on Facebook, head on over to YouTube and make sure you subscribe and smash the like button. And that is all. Let's keep going. All right, I got a battle for you. Here you go. 2 albums. I started doing this week. I kind of love doing this. The Battle of August 22nd. So here's the matchup. I select 2 records that I think are probably the cat's pajamas, the Cream's meow, the Tweety Bird sings, whatever. You know, those expressions. I'm going with Rammstein with Scheinschund. I'm not sure how to say that. Our friend Rebecca would know how to say it, but she's not here. So I'm going Scheinschund. And then L.A. Guns, Cocked and Loaded. One came out in 1997, so it's 28 years old with Rammstein. The other one, Cocked and Loaded, came out in 1989 on this date, and that would be 36 years old today. So both records did pretty well. Obviously, Rammstein, Du Hast. That's the big one on there. And then Scheinschund as well. L.A. Guns. So the Ballad of Jane, I got to give it to him. Ballad of Jane is great. Never Enough is a great song as well. Rip and Tear, pretty good. Malaria, it's an interesting title for a song, but, it is what it is, I suppose. So, I don't know. Where are you going here? You going L.A. Guns or are you going Rammstein? If you're watching the show live, and of course you can watch the show live every Monday through Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Or if you're catching up, or if you're watching it later on one of those platforms, boom, you can type it into the chat now, or leave a comment later. And then, of course, you can check the podcast out on places like Spotify, which transcribes the podcast, I noticed, because I booted up the podcast this morning, and I was listening to a little bit of it just to make sure it sounds good. It sounded pretty damn good, I thought. And I'm like, oh, they transcribe this as well, so I can watch a transcription in real time. But anyways, what was my point? Oh yeah, you can watch it on. You can, you can't watch it on Spotify. I guess I could upload it to Spotify, the video, but nobody wants to see that, I suppose, right? Maybe not. Anyways, so Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever. All right, so I'm going Rammstein. There it is. I put the hammer down. I love L.A. Guns, but it's the Electric Gypsy record. If it was Electric Gypsy on this record, I would be like, boom, I'm all in. What was the, is it self-titled L.A. Guns? I think that was the self-titled. Let me find that really quick here. L.A. Guns, self-titled. That's the one that had, where's the discography? Yeah, the 1988 recording there. That's got One More Reason, Sex Action, and Electric Gypsy. So if it was the first record, I would have been like, yeah, baby, I am cocked and loaded. But in this case, because it's cocked and loaded, I'm going Rammstein, because I've kind of come to love Rammstein over the last couple of years. I know you can call me a wanker or whatever you want to call me. I get it. But they're a cool band, man. And they're all the original members. They put on a hell of a show. And Du Hast, obviously, kind of their one hit that crossed over to American rock radio back in the day. So all due respect to Tracy Guns and Phil Lewis and the late Stephen Riley, but boom, I'm going Rammstein. Let's see what the chat says. Lord Tell's going Guns for sure. I respect that. Beat after beat going Guns. I'm gonna get nailed here, aren't I? I'm just gonna be overwhelmed here. Richard went L.A. Guns as well. Santiago, hey, hanging out. Hey, Santiago, good to see you. The Tweety Bird song, indeed, the Tweety Bird song. Jen going L.A. Guns. So Richard, Jen, beat after beat. Lord Tell, Gregory. I thought maybe I might be able to convince Gregory of Rammstein, but no shirt, no shoes, no dice, but Assassin Bleach saves me. Woo! Assassin Bleach, I love it. Thank you, my friend. Very nice. Assassin Bleach going, Rammstein 100%. Baby, baby, baby. Scheinschunt, or however you say it. Fantastic. So there you go. Beat after beat says he has malaria once. Are you kidding me? That's not good. So there you go. Jen says, I watch video podcasts on Spotify a lot. Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jen's been into podcasts lately, so very nice. Mein täglich, ich bin ein Rammstein-fan. Exactly. And Michael, hey, Michael, good to see you. I haven't seen Michael in a while. Going Rammstein as well. So Rammstein, L.A. Guns gets off to the big lead, but Rammstein coming back. I know L.A. Guns right now still winning, but if you want to leave a comment or anything, let me know. But yeah, I'm going Rammstein. Like I said, that first LA Guns wins by a mile, in my opinion. But at the moment, going Rammstein on this one. So there you go. Appreciate the comments and the votes there. But I'm not going to be convinced that Rammstein's record is inferior to Cocked and Loaded. All due respect to the guys there. All right, cool. A little quick check of the chat here. Michael is mentioned hanging out with us. Also, Assassin Bleach. I love the name, man. It reminds me of you doing Call of Duty stuff in an interesting way. I don't know why, but that's what it reminds me of. So cool. All right, some concert announcements going on. Just get to some concert announcements before we get out of here for the day. Hailstorm. Going out on the road with Lindsey Sterling, who I know. Who was it? There was somebody that picked up a couple Lindsey Sterling records who used to come into the record store. I want to say Matt and Jenny, but maybe I'm wrong there. Could have been that one guy and that one woman, but I don't remember their names off the top of my head now. And Apalaka is going on tour. I can't say that. It's just a tongue twister. Anyways, that is, let's see, is there a Phoenix date for me? Let's see here. That is in really small print. If you can read it, you're better than me because I can't even read it on my screen. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Nope. Anyways, they're going on the road. I see a St. Louis date. I see a Welsh, Minnesota date, which is part of the Twin Cities. Grand Rapids, North Dakota, Grand Forks. That makes more sense. So there you go. Metallica is doing a show in the United States. If you want to drop, some money on a benefit show, this is the Dream Fest put on by Salesforce to raise money for the Children's Hospital there at the University of California at San Francisco. So Benson Boone going to be playing there, kind of more of a modern, quote unquote, pop star that some people love, some people hate. So he's probably going to be successful because a lot of young people are like, yeah, I love Benson Boone. And then a lot of young people are like, I hate that guy. So, it is what it is, right? You got to be loved and hated if you want to be really popular. Metallica, meanwhile, also going to be playing the show. So that's super cool. That comes up October 15th. If you're in the Bay Area and you want to dolly out some cash, man, for a good cause, potentially. Peter Hook and the Light. I'm like, I saw that this come through my feed and I'm like, who the hell is Peter Hook? And I'm like, oh, the bass player in Joy Division and in New Order. So North American dates announced, including one in Phoenix. I think I saw one in Phoenix. Yeah, at the Van Buren, a show in Minneapolis at First Avenue, also playing the Ogden Theater in Denver, Colorado. Seems like he's playing a lot of kind of classic places throughout the U.S., including the Metro in Chicago. I don't see a Detroit. Oh, yeah, there is a Detroit date potentially for our friend. Would you go see Peter Hook beat after beat? I probably wouldn't, but still cool that he's out there doing his thing. And then Garbage is hitting the road, and these, oh my God, those dates are too small. Why do you guys do that? You're promoting dates, you're putting up these promos, and then you make the fonts incredibly tiny on this, but I can actually read this. It's like a reading test. Denver, Madison, Seattle, Boise, Phoenix date, very nice, and Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm looking at this poster and I'm like, hey, I know that one guy in the back. That's Butch Vig. That's the guy who produced, what was it? The Dave Grohl records, some Foo Fighter records. And also, he produced the Nirvana record. So very nice. A little Dave Grohl action. Well, not Dave Grohl action, Butch Vig action. I think that's Butch Vig. It is Butch Vig, isn't it? Let me know if I'm wrong there, but I swear that's Butch Vig. How'd you like to be in a band called Garbage, man? I always wanted to make a movie called Non-Smoking. So people go up, say 2 for non-smoking. But I guess now it's like you would have to be like 2 for smoking. I'd make the movie, I'd call it Smoking, because nobody obviously can smoke anywhere anymore. So I'd call it, but back in the day, I'm done there. So anyways, all right. Well, if this wasn't a Hoyle disaster, and I feel that it was in some ways, so maybe not my best show, but hopefully by Monday I'll have righted the train. I'd appreciate if you share the show if you want. That would mean a lot. Lord Tell and Assassin found the show today. I appreciate that. Very sexy, though they may be aliases, and I may know these guys. And then smash the like button is all I ask, if nothing else. So there you go. I'm going to go back to the chat, see if I'm missing anything in the chat one more time. And then I guess we'll kind of jump out of here for the day. I guess I should do my shtick here pretty quick on what we learned today. We learned that Rolling Stone is a terrible publication, and it's been a terrible publication for 56 years. Congratulations to Jan Winter on a hell of a legacy there. We also learned that the Monsters of Rock Festival in Donington in 1987 was lit. Holy cow. Bon Jovi, Metallica, Cinderella, Wasp, Dio. Yeah, baby. Yeah. We also found out that there have been a lot of people in and out of Megadeth over the years. You look at, you compare them to Metallica. So Metallica, obviously, if you count the first record, I'm not going to count Dave Mustaine. So then you've got the 4 original guys, and then Cliff obviously tragically dies in the bus accident, and then Jason Newsted, and then he's gone, and then you've got Robert Trujillo. So what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 6 guys in and out of Metallica over the years since the first record was released. Meanwhile, Megadeth, it's been a little bit of a revolving thing there. So anyways, and then we also learned that the best band from the L.A. scene, as far as from a sleazy perspective, I guess, grungy, I would say, sleazy, Jen would say, was our friends in Guns N' Roses. And then finally, L.A. Guns, apparently better than Rammstein. I don't know about that, but that's what you decided, that L.A. Guns was better than Rammstein. At least Cocked and Loaded was better than Scheinschund. I'll respect it. I may not agree with it, but I shall respect it. So there you go. All right, let me scroll back down here. Yeah, there you go. We learned that Rolling Stone is drivel. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Assassin's Bleach says, Dave Grohl is my favorite. Love the Foos. I do love the Foos as well. I love the color and the shape. And then the record I can never remember, Wasting Light, my 2 favorite Foo Fighters records by far. Metallica, yes, definitely badass. You need your reading glasses. Yeah, on some of those tour dates, they make the text so damn small. So, and then Gregory dropped a Learn It, Know It, Live It. What is that from? That's a movie line from something. I know what that's from. Learn it, know it, live it. If Gregory's still here, you got to tell me. But if not, I hope you're going to have a good weekend. So there you go. All right, cool. Where am I here? Did I lose my place on the chat? Yeah. Oh, no, there it is right there. So there you go. Boom. I appreciate you hanging out today. It is a Friday. We'll be back Monday. I'd expect we're going to get an Alice in Chains announcement here in the next 6 weeks. Okay. 10 weeks. So Perver. I'm watching out for that. I'm hoping for still an Ozzy Osmosis announcement here, but I don't know if we're going to get that now. It's getting short on time for the anniversary edition, but you never know. A lot of stuff going to be coming out over the next, I guess, couple of months here. We're going to have Rocktober from our friends at Rhino. Rhino does an amazing job at reissues. Last year's Rocktober was amazing. Let me set the. I got to look this up really quick since we're doing well on time. Rocktober 2024. Let me tell you what Rocktober was last year from Rhino. Rhino is the catalog arm of Warner Music. So Rocktober last year, a bunch of Black Sabbath. What else did I have? Oh, Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, no, nobody wants that. That was Heroes Are Hard to Find. Yeah, nobody wants that. Oh, NXSX came out last year. Also, Full Moon Dirty Heart came out last year. So I'm really excited for that. Ministry got a reissue. A couple reissues, including Twitch. Let's see, what else? Stevie Nicks. Oh, Stone Temple Pilots last year. Number 4 and Shangri-La. Third Eye Blind with Blue. Stay Hungry 40th anniversary. A couple of Typo Negative records were reissued. Slow, Deep, and Hard and October Rust. And some Whitesnake records, North Winds and Whitesnake as well. And then Door to Door by the Cars was reissued. Porno for Pyros, Greatest and Latest. And then, yes, Singles 2. That was kind of the pack there that led the pack. So anyways, I'm excited for that. We should be getting an announcement on that here in the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be cool, in my humble opinion. Hey, Dylan, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, it's good to see our friend Dylan, who loves himself some, was it 21 Pilots? Never remember. Amanda would remember. I unfortunately do not. Beat After Beats loves Ministry as well. So yeah, Ministry, a really cool band. So there you go. Do I have anything to add to the show today? I don't know. I'm feeling a little cocked and loaded today, but not in a good way. So there's that. I'm a little off my game, but yeah, sometimes the shows can't be as awesome. Unfortunately, this is yesterday. I revealed that 9 out of 10 Dennis had already made it so that this is the second greatest show in the history of the world. I don't know what the greatest show is. Probably yours if you have one, or I'm going to go with The Sopranos. Or if it's a show on YouTube or on Facebook, maybe it's Joey Rogan, or what's the guy, Mr. Beast. Jen's like, no, bring up Mr. Beast. Or it's some kid show, Shark. What's the shark? Let's see, Shark show on YouTube. What was that show called? Not Great Whites. It's like Shark Baby or something. Is that what it is? Oh, Baby Shark. So there you go. Probably the second greatest show. Unfortunately, after this show, I've dropped down to number 4 because maybe not my best show, but there you go. And Dylan says it was 21 Pilots. And yeah, I definitely miss Scott Weiland as well. Scott Weiland was great in Stone Temple Pilots. I would argue that Stone Temple Pilots was the best band to come out of Seattle, even though they came out of Atlanta, especially in the 90s. So there you go. Very cool. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Appreciate you guys hanging out this week. It's been a fun week. Obviously, there was the time change, and some people can't make it now. Some people can. So finding some new friends. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go have chicken tacos for dinner tonight. So I got that going for me, which is pretty nice. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday for more fun.